Have you ever looked at someone and felt there was something hidden behind their eyes, something they never said, yet somehow revealed every time they looked at you? Most people think attraction is easy to see. They believe that if someone likes you, they will simply tell you. But human nature does not work that way. People hide what they want. They protect their feelings. They fear rejection more than they desire honesty. This is why the most important truths are rarely spoken directly. They are shown through actions, patterns, and small moments that most people never notice. Machiavelli understood a simple reality about human behavior. People often say one thing and feel another. They wear masks. They act carefully. They reveal themselves only in fragments. A man may appear calm, while his mind is completely focused on one person. He may act indifferent, while secretly searching for signs that his feelings are returned. He may speak casually, yet remember details that everyone else forgets. The mistake many people make is waiting for a confession. They expect clear words before they trust what they see. But attraction usually leaves clues long before it leaves certainty. The truth escapes through behavior. It appears in attention, effort, curiosity, and presence. These signs are often stronger than words because they are difficult to fake for a long time. A man who truly likes you does not simply reveal it through grand gestures. More often, he reveals it through repeated actions that seem small on the surface. He gives you something valuable without realizing it. His focus, his time, his energy, these are resources people protect carefully. When someone repeatedly spends them on you, it means more than most compliments ever could. Yet there is another side to this story. Not every smile means attraction. Not every kind act is a hidden declaration of love. The wise person learns to separate politeness from genuine interest. They look for patterns instead of isolated moments. They watch what happens consistently, not occasionally. Today, you will discover 13 surprising signs that reveal when a man genuinely likes you. Some of these signs are obvious once you understand them. Others are so subtle that most people completely miss them. By the end, you may see certain behaviors in a completely different way. You may realize that attraction has been standing in front of you all along, quietly revealing itself through actions instead of words. The first sign is simple, but powerful. He pays attention to details that others ignore. Most people listen only enough to continue a conversation. They hear words, but they do not store them. A man who likes you behaves differently. He remembers things that seem unimportant. He remembers your favorite drink. He remembers a story you told weeks ago. He remembers the name of your childhood pet, your favorite movie, or a random opinion you mentioned once and quickly forgot. This happens because attraction creates focus. When someone matters to us, our mind naturally pays closer attention. Information connected to that person becomes valuable. We remember it because we want to understand them better. Notice how this works in real life. You casually mention that you have an important meeting next week. Days later, he asks how it went. You mention a book you wanted to read. Later, he brings it up again. These moments may seem small, but they reveal something deeper. His attention is not accidental. Machiavelli understood that attention follows value. People invest their awareness where they see importance. If a man consistently remembers details about your life, while forgetting similar details about others, he is revealing where his interest truly lies. The second sign is that he creates reasons to talk to you. A man who likes you often seeks connection, even when there is no practical reason for it. He sends a message about something insignificant. He asks a question he could easily answer himself. He shares a random observation that did not really need to be shared. On the surface, these interactions appear ordinary. Underneath them is a different motive. He wants a reason to enter your world. Conversation becomes less about information and more about maintaining a connection. People rarely spend effort creating unnecessary communication with someone they do not care about. Time is one of the most valuable resources a person has. When someone repeatedly chooses to spend it talking to you, that choice reveals intention. The third sign is surprising because many people misunderstand it. He becomes slightly nervous around you. Confidence is attractive, But attraction itself often creates nervousness. Even strong and self-assured men can behave differently around someone they genuinely like. They may speak faster. They may overthink simple conversations. They may laugh more than usual. They may become unusually aware of how they are being perceived. Why does this happen? Because the outcome matters. When we care about someone's opinion, we become more cautious. We pay closer attention to our words and actions. We want to make a good impression. A man who feels nothing has little to lose. A man who likes you feels that every interaction carries weight. That emotional investment often creates subtle nervousness. The fourth sign is that he notices changes in you. Most people are absorbed in their own lives. They rarely notice small changes in others. A man who likes you often notices things before anyone else does. A different hairstyle, a new outfit, a change in mood, a new habit. What makes this important is not the observation itself. It is the level of awareness behind it. To notice small changes, he must already be paying attention. This sign becomes even stronger when he notices emotional changes. He senses when something is wrong. He notices when your energy is lower than usual. He asks questions because he wants to understand what is happening beneath the surface. The fifth sign is that he values your opinion. Human beings naturally care most about the judgments of people who matter to them. If a man regularly asks what you think, he is revealing that your perspective holds weight in his mind. He may ask for advice about decisions. He may seek your thoughts on ideas, plans, or problems. He may become genuinely interested in how you see the world. This behavior goes beyond politeness. It reflects respect. Attraction without respect rarely lasts. Genuine interest often includes a desire to understand how the other person thinks. When a man consistently seeks your opinion, he is giving you influence. And influence is not given lightly. The sixth sign is that he finds ways to be near you. This is one of the oldest signs of attraction, yet it remains one of the most reliable. People naturally move toward what they desire. A man who likes you often creates opportunities to share space with you. He chooses the seat nearby. He joins conversations you are part of. He appears where you are more often than coincidence can explain. Many people dismiss this behavior because it seems too simple. Yet human nature often reveals itself through simple actions. Physical proximity is rarely random when it happens repeatedly. A person who enjoys your presence seeks more of it. A person who feels indifferent usually does not. The seventh sign is that he reacts differently to you than he does to others. This sign requires observation. Watch how he behaves around different people. Does his energy change when you enter the room? Does he become more engaged, more attentive, or more animated? Attraction often creates contrast. The difference may be subtle, but it exists. The way he looks at you, listens to you, or responds to your words may not match the way he interacts with everyone else. And that difference tells a story. The eighth sign is that he becomes protective in subtle ways. Many people misunderstand protection. They imagine dramatic acts or heroic moments. In reality, genuine protection is usually quiet. It appears in small actions that show concern for your well-being. He checks whether you got home safely. He notices when you seem uncomfortable in a situation. He pays attention when someone treats you unfairly. He may not always step in directly, but he remains aware. This behavior comes from investment. People naturally protect what they value. When a man consistently shows concern for your comfort, safety, or happiness, he is revealing that your well-being matters to him. Machiavelli understood that people's priorities are exposed by what they choose to defend. A man can claim many things with words, but his actions reveal what he truly considers important. The ninth sign is that he becomes curious about your life. Curiosity is one of the clearest signs of attraction. A man who likes you wants to know more than surface-level facts. He wants to understand who you are. He asks about your goals. He asks about your childhood. He asks about your opinions, experiences, and dreams. He remembers the answers because they help him build a deeper picture of you. Notice the difference between polite questions and genuine curiosity. Polite questions end quickly. Genuine curiosity creates follow-up questions. He does not ask because conversation requires it. He asks because he wants to know. This desire for understanding is powerful. Attraction often begins with appearance, but meaningful interest grows through discovery. The more he likes you, the more he wants to uncover the layers beneath the surface. The 10th sign is that he invests effort without being asked. Effort is one of the rarest currencies in human relationships. Words are easy. Promises are easy. Effort is expensive. A man who genuinely likes you often helps in ways that require time, energy, or attention. He offers support. He solves problems. He remembers things that matter to you. He makes your life easier when he can. What makes this significant is that the effort is voluntary. He is not acting because he must. He is acting because he wants to. Human beings reveal their priorities through effort. Everyone claims to care. Far fewer people consistently demonstrate it. Watch what he does when there is nothing to gain. Watch how he behaves when helping you requires inconvenience. Those moments reveal more than any romantic speech ever could. The 11th sign is that he mirrors your behavior. Most people are completely unaware of this sign, yet it appears constantly when attraction is present. A man who likes you may unconsciously adopt parts of your behavior. He may match your tone of voice. He may use similar expressions. He may mirror your body language. If you lean forward, he leans forward. If you smile, he smiles. Why does this happen? Because human beings naturally seek connection through similarity. The mind subtly copies people it feels drawn toward. This behavior is rarely planned. In fact, it is often unconscious. That is what makes it valuable. People can control their words, but unconscious behavior frequently reveals hidden feelings. Machiavelli believed that truth often appears where control disappears. Mirroring is one of those moments. It is a small leak in the mask people wear. The 12th sign is that he remembers opportunities to reconnect. Most interactions fade from memory. People move on with their lives. A man who likes you often does the opposite. He looks for reasons to continue the connection. Perhaps you mentioned wanting to visit a certain place. Weeks later, he brings it up. Maybe you talked about a challenge you were facing. Later, he asks how things turned out. This behavior demonstrates continuity. He is not treating each conversation as an isolated event. Instead, he is building a larger story in his mind. That is an important distinction. Someone who is merely being friendly enjoys the moment. Someone who likes you often thinks beyond the moment. He imagines future conversations, future experiences, future opportunities to connect. The 13th and final sign is perhaps the most revealing of all. He makes time for you. Every person on earth receives the same 24 hours each day. Time is limited. Because it is limited, it becomes the clearest measure of value. A man who genuinely likes you finds ways to make room for you in his schedule. He replies even when he is busy. He accepts opportunities to see you. He rearranges plans when being with you becomes important. This does not mean he abandons responsibilities. It means he consistently creates space for you, despite those responsibilities. Many people speak about their feelings. Far fewer reorganize their lives around them. Pay attention to actions rather than explanations. Someone can say they care while never making time. Someone can struggle to express emotions, yet consistently show up. The second person is often telling the truth more clearly. Now consider these 13 signs, together rather than individually. One sign alone may mean very little. Two signs may still be coincidence. But when several signs appear repeatedly, a pattern begins to emerge. Patterns matter because they are difficult to fake. A person can pretend during a single conversation. Maintaining a false image across weeks or months requires enormous effort. Eventually, true intentions reveal themselves. This is why the wise observer focuses on consistency. Consistency exposes reality. If a man remembers details, seeks conversation, notices changes, values your opinion, creates proximity, invests effort, shows curiosity, and repeatedly makes time for you, the evidence becomes difficult to ignore. Yet there is still one final lesson that many people overlook. Attraction is not only about what someone feels. It is also about what they are willing to do because of those feelings. Feelings hidden forever have little practical value. Interest becomes meaningful when it influences behavior. The signs discussed today matter because they represent action, not imagination. And action is where human nature reveals itself most honestly. The reason so many people become confused about attraction is that they spend too much time listening to words and too little time studying behavior. Words can be chosen carefully. Actions are harder to control. A person can create an image with speech, but daily behavior eventually reveals the truth hiding underneath. Machiavelli understood that people are driven by desire, fear, ambition, and emotion far more than they admit. A man may tell himself he is being casual. He may convince himself that he is simply being friendly. Yet his actions often expose what his mind is trying to hide. Think about it carefully. Why would someone remember details that everyone else forgets? Why would someone consistently create opportunities for conversation? Why would someone invest effort, attention, and time when they have countless other demands competing for those resources? The answer is usually simple. People move toward what they value. This principle appears everywhere in life. We make time for priorities. We protect what matters. We pay attention to what captures our interest. Attraction is no different. That is why the strongest signs are rarely dramatic. Movies teach people to look for grand declarations and unforgettable gestures. Real life is often quieter. Real attraction reveals itself through repetition. A single compliment means little. Consistent attention means something. A single message means little. Repeated effort means something. A single act of kindness means little. A pattern of investment means something. The difference between coincidence and genuine interest is consistency. This understanding protects you from two common mistakes. The first mistake is assuming attraction where none exists. Some people take one positive interaction and build an entire story around it. They interpret ordinary politeness as hidden affection. They see what they want to see rather than what is actually there. The second mistake is ignoring obvious signs because they do not arrive in the form expected. Many people miss genuine interest because they are waiting for certainty. They are waiting for perfect words, dramatic confessions, or undeniable proof. Life rarely provides such clarity. Human beings are complex. They hesitate. They doubt themselves. They fear rejection. They worry about timing. They wonder whether their feelings are returned. As a result, attraction often appears indirectly before it appears directly. This is where observation becomes valuable. Observe how often he initiates contact. Observe how much attention he gives you. Observe whether his actions remain consistent over time. Observe whether he becomes present when you need support. Observe whether he remembers, notices, and invests. These clues are usually more reliable than any single statement. There is another truth worth understanding. A man who genuinely likes you is often trying to reduce distance. Not only physical distance, but emotional distance as well. He wants to know more about you. He wants you to know more about him. He wants interaction to continue rather than end. He wants connection to grow rather than remain unchanged. This desire may be expressed confidently or awkwardly. It may appear through humor, conversation, curiosity, or helpfulness. The method varies from person to person, but the underlying goal remains remarkably similar. Connection, that is what attraction seeks. Yet wisdom requires balance. Even when several signs are present, avoid rushing toward conclusions. Let time reveal the truth. Strong relationships are not built on assumptions. They are built on understanding. Allow people to demonstrate who they are through repeated actions. Watch how they behave when circumstances change. Watch whether their effort remains steady when excitement fades. Watch whether their interest survives inconvenience. Character reveals itself through endurance. Anyone can appear interested for a day. Fewer people can remain interested for months. Anyone can impress during ideal conditions. Fewer people remain consistent during difficult ones. This is why patience is powerful. Patience allows masks to fall. Patience allows intentions to become visible. Patience allows reality to separate itself from fantasy. A wise person does not chase certainty through endless guessing. They observe, they listen, they notice patterns, then they allow the evidence to speak. If the signs continue appearing again and again, trust what you see. If effort remains consistent, trust what you see. If attention remains focused, trust what you see. If he repeatedly chooses your presence, your conversation, and your company over countless alternatives, trust what you see. Because at a certain point, attraction stops being a mystery. It becomes a pattern, and patterns are difficult to hide. In the end, the question is not whether a man can conceal his feelings for a short time. Many can. The real question is whether he can hide them forever, while continuing to invest attention, effort, curiosity, and time. Most cannot. Human nature eventually reveals itself. The eyes linger a little longer. The conversations last a little longer. The effort becomes a little greater. The interest becomes a little clearer. And slowly, what was once hidden becomes visible. So if you have been wondering whether he likes you, stop searching only for words. Look at where his attention goes. Look at where his time goes. Look at where his effort goes. Because people may guard their feelings, but they almost always reveal their priorities. And when a man consistently makes you one of those priorities, the answer may already be standing in front of you. Not spoken, not announced, not confessed, but revealed through the one thing that rarely lies for long: his actions. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next lesson on human nature, power, and psychology. Share this video with someone who needs to see it, and leave a comment below telling us which sign surprised you the most.